Hello, Formites! It's time for yet another Ramtail. How did you guys get so lucky? This is like 3 Ramtails in a month. Y'all are just like the greatest people in the world to be this blessed, to be able to see my shining visage so often. I mean, I wish I were as lucky as you to be able to see myself as often as y'all get to see me. I mean, true, I do get to look in a mirror every morning when I shave what little peach fuzz happens to grow overnight, but still, I mean, I just really envy you guys for being able to see me so much. All right, now that I've gotten that out of my system, what's up, y'all? Ramtail, I'm heading down to Hampton, Virginia. It's about an hour and a half east and south-ish of Richmond. Close, it's kind of halfway between Newport News and Virginia Beach, if that makes any geographical sense to anybody out there. Anyway, I'm heading down there for my second tournament of the year. This will be a points tournament. I think 4-minute rounds, maybe 5-minute rounds. I think I'm still in the 4-minute category. But I will be competing in gi and no gi, both weight class, which I'm assuming will be ultra heavy again, because, I mean, the last time I tried to make sure that I was down in just the super heavyweight, which is under 215. I made sure that I was under that, and then I was the only guy there, so I got bumped into ultra heavy anyway. So my last tournament back in August, I just weighed in with my jeans on and keys and wallet and knife and everything in my pocket, and it was still only 220. And once again, there was no one for super heavyweight, so I would have just been folded in anyhow. So I'm still debating whether or not I'm going to even bother changing out of my jeans and into shorts, because I'm going to end up in ultra heavy anyway, and I don't really care that much. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see how it goes. So anyway, I will be doing gi ultra heavy, gi absolute, no gi ultra heavy, and no gi absolute. For those of you who have a long memory for Ramtails, you'll remember that Hampton is where I had my first competition ever a year ago, at the Boo Williams Sportplex, which I think is the most awesome name for an arena ever. Yeah, going back to the Boo Williams. Last time I was there, I competed in 3 divisions, medaled in 3 of them, 1 bronze and 2 gold, and in the 4th, which was the largest division of the day, it was a white belt absolute, I took 4th place. And the 3 guys the guys who took 1st, 2nd, 3rd were all teammates of mine. So my team swept the semifinals and finals, and so that was a really cool thing, that even though I wasn't able to medal, 3 of my teammates were. So I'm going back up there tonight. Gonna weigh in tonight, sleep on my buddy's floor, and go compete tomorrow. And actually getting to compete for free this time, because I'll be working to help set up the arena today, laying out the mats, getting the table set up, all that kind of stuff. And then when I'm not competing tomorrow, I'll be working the table. So because of that, since I'm volunteering to help out, they're letting me compete for free, which I think is really cool. And something else that's a little bit new for me is that I'm not focusing on getting the win this time. In the competition class, our coach Russ, who's a brown belt. There are three black belts that train at our gym. Andrew and Trey and Jared. Jared's also our best Muay Thai instructor. Dude's just, don't piss him off in a dark alley, is basically what I'm saying. The guy's just dirty. Andrew is the one who co-owns U.S. Grappling, the company who's putting on the tournament today. But kind of our competition coach is Russ, who's a brown belt. And Russ has kind of designated this as kind of the off season, as it were. Time for us to kind of work new stuff into our game and practice and try stuff out, as opposed to kind of, I think he's calling May through July or August-ish, kind of in season. That's when you're supposed to be serious and really going in there and trying to pound out the wind and smash through people and really be serious about it. So right now during the off season, he wants me to focus on 1 or 2 techniques that I want to add to my repertoire. And, up until this point, I've just kind of been, doing the typical white belt thing, which is watching and learning everything and trying to do it all at the exact same time. Which I know isn't an effective way to learn something. When you're learning a new instrument or a new language, you focus on very, small minutia of the vocabulary and really perfect that before you start trying to expand, which is how I should also be learning jiu-jitsu. But like your typical beginner, I want to know it all. I want to go in the deep end. I want to sit at the big table. And I'm finally mature enough to realize that I need to slow it down. So tomorrow, my goals are that when I'm on the feet, I want to hit Tayatoshi, which is it's a judo throw. If you want to look it up, it's spelled T-A-I space O-T-O-S-H-I, Tayatoshi. It's similar to a Ippon Senagi, except instead of being a shoulder throw, you're kind of, I think it's technically called a hand throw, but I don't understand why it's categorized that way. You're throwing him over top of your leg. And I've hit a sloppy Tayatoshi a couple of times, just kind of fooling around before I knew what it was actually called, and was able to talk to one of the judo players at our gym, and he was able to help me, realize that it was actually Tayatoshi, and help me kind of work out some of the kinks. So that's my goal from standing from the feet. I want to try to hit Tayatoshi, just because I feel like I feel like being a long guy, I'll be able to get a hold of someone pretty well, and close that distance and hit the throw on him fairly easily. And then from my back, I need to be throwing off triangles left, right, and center. I'm a long guy. I got ridiculously lanky legs, and it's really easy for me to shoot the legs up there and lock up a triangle, even if it's a sloppy setup. And so what I need to work on is obviously A, setting up those triangles better, but B, trusting my legs, because I have a tendency to throw it up and start to lock it up, and as they start to kind of posture on me, I just assume they're going to get out and give up. When I should really just be, just be locking people down with that and being a lot more confident. Because if I'm able to, lock my legs around someone's, shoulders and neck like that, I can control them really well. I was rolling with a blue belt just the other day and locked a triangle up on him early, and he spent most of the match trying to defend, and he would get into, he would be pinning my leg to the ground and looking to pass, but I was able to readjust and keep holding him on, and he didn't get out of it until I got over eager and sloppy and tried to transition to a bad idea armbar. But anyway, all that to say, from the feet, I'm trying to hit Tayatoshi. And from the back, I want to be firing off triangles like it's my job, because it is tomorrow. So I think that's probably the longest intro Ramtail video I've ever had before. If anyone actually cares, you're welcome to go look back on my YouTube page and figure it out. But all that to say, Ramtail, Hampton tournament, points and time limit, looking for Tayatoshi and triangle off my back. I'm picking Frankie Edgar tomorrow in the fights. I think he'll win. I'm rooting for Gray, but I think Frankie's going to take it. I'm rooting for and picking Aldo. I like Florian, but I don't know. I just feel like he's unfortunately regulated to being the best non-champion in the UFC. I'm almost hoping that, at the beginning of the second round, Jose Aldo trips over his corner stool and gets a cut on his forehead, and Florian wins by freak DQ or something, just because that man's put in so much work and has destroyed so many people except the belt holder. I just would love to see him get that strap around his waist just once. But I think Aldo's got it. And on top of that, he's a teammate, because Team Nogueira and Black House are taught by Comprido, who is the same guy who helped start BJJ Revolution, which is my team. So, I think this is the third time now I've tried to shut up, and I just can't stop myself, because I'm just so darn good looking. But, yeah. Tournament tomorrow. Let y'all know how it goes. See you around the forums.